from Fire Emblem Heroes. So what is your favorite season event for Fire Emblem Heroes?
The one I'm in? I didn't know it existed before I was in it.
Well, I mean that hasn't appeared before. Like, let me see, the spring banner, the bridal banner.
I have not seen any of it. So I don't even know really what it looks like. I've seen bits where my lines fit in, but I don't know anything about it to be able to answer the question for you. I don't have any devices to play the game at home, so I've never played it, so I haven't even really seen what my character does, to be quite honest. What's your favorite? Because that will become mine.
Let me see. Obviously Christmas.
Christmas, oh, I love Christmas.
Or New Year's.
So does it go through all different seasons? Is that how it works?
I guess.
Okay. Yeah, Christmas. Definitely then. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'll try to play it before the next time I come. The character is really interesting and kind of complex, which I like playing her, but I don't know that much about the specifics of the game.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. Hi.
Nice to meet you. Your
Good to
daughter.
see you again.
Yes, nice to meet you too. Didn't know you had a daughter.
Yep.
Woohoo, surprise.
She
I
is.
know.
She's as old as Pokemon in the U.S.
My question is, what would happen to Micaiah, Pluto, and Astrid meet?
Well, Ash would be the shortest one. So he would literally look up to them. I think that all of them work from the heart.
Yeah.
All of them try to do their best, and so I think they would be able to work together because they come at things from the same angle, if there is an angle from the heart. But I don't know that any of them would actually fight one another. I think they would band together to do good.
Yeah.
So maybe it would be boring, but ultimately when you look back, you see it was a good thing.
Fluid power, Pluto power. Translate or transform for Pluto.
Pluto power makeup! Although in the show she just goes, Pluto power makeup.
Yeah, I know. She's,
Again, boring.
yeah.
But exciting.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next.
What was it like to voice Amelia on The Slayers?
Pretty exciting. For anyone who hasn't seen Slayers, Amelia is the star of the show. So some of you have seen it. She's definitely working on that character. She's so high and up here, wonderful, that doing it kind of gives me a head rush. So it was great to play her because she's so truth and justice and out there that it was really great. And at one point, I would work on Pokemon during the day and then Slayers at night. And it was always great to have Amelia because Ash is kind of so ordinary compared to her that it was nice to have a break and go off to that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nice costume.
Thank you.
Nice costume too for you.
Excuse me, probably I probably cannot hear me well.
I can hear you, yeah. Oh. Reveal yourself. Yes!
Hello again, Veronica.
Hello.
Do you remember me? We met a few years ago here in Sacramento in Florida.
Yes, I do see you now. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again.
I have to cut the glare from my eyes, but then I see
because
you.
my hair.
It's not just your hair, those lights. But anyway, yes, nice to see you.
All right, I do have a question though. Will you guys have an adventure in the car game with Rachel?
Perhaps. I haven't seen, so Rachel, Melissa and I were driving around in Los Angeles and we did silly recordings of that in character, other characters than ourselves. And so it was really fun, but our schedules haven't come together for us to just be goofing off lately. We've both been too busy, but it's not something we're against doing. But it really just was a weirdo, spontaneous thing. So perhaps.
I would love to see the skits again.
All right.
All right, and
Thank
also,
you.
I do remember that you wanted to voice for Funimation, so congrats on getting the role for Dragon Ball Z.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing Barry Blue in the new Dragon Ball Broly, that movie, and then also Brienne Ribrienne in the show. So, pretty exciting to be able to be a tiny blue woman and a large greenish woman. It's good.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Don't say anymore.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Chun Chun was talking about the movie. He's like, I can't talk about it. What's the burger? I can't talk about it.
Oh, really?
It's up to you.
Well, it's on their website that I'm the character. Oh, isn't it? No.
But we
This
won't
doesn't
say
go
it.
past here. I don't want to ruin your enjoyment of the movie, which is pretty cool. Hi, nice costume too.
Thank you. So what was one of your favorite episodes or moments you had voicing Ash?
Every single moment was awesome. The first season I was pregnant with my daughter, so that was its own kind of challenge. It was a journey, which ended well.
I think so.
Yeah, but then it continued, and it continues now.
Wow.
Oh, deep. I love playing Ash because he's so positive and adventurous, and I really learned so much because I realized I had taken positivity for granted. I didn't realize how much you have to work at that, how much you have to work at friendship until I got to play Ash. So it was great, and I studied stage combat for years, and so to be able to really use that in a show and not actually have to hit someone was really great too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello.
Hello again. So, among voice directors, what are your preferred qualities?
Well, I do think that when you're a director, it's good to be able to listen and then give direction in a, I don't want to use positive again, but in a positive way that you can relate to the actor you're working with. And so I've been fortunate to work with many people who are actors and they have an understanding of kind of what goes into working a scene, and then they can step out and direct it from there, and also say, talk in my language, I guess. If you can, are you an actor also? Or a director?
No, sorry.
So so I think that's the best thing, that it's a collaboration, that you're really working together on something.
Understood, thank you.
You're welcome.
I also find that a lot of times, like, certain directors will have a great knowledge of the show, and
That's
so
a good point.
it's really good when they're able to kind of tell you, okay, well, this is where the episode is going, or like, if they have an understanding of where the season or like the show itself is going, then that makes it a lot easier to kind of direct to,
Right.
because that's from another angle, they kind of know what they want the characters to be, and like,
And with anime, you don't ever know, if you're not in the scene, you don't know what's going on. So you need someone who can fill that in. In other cartoons where it's relay and you're just jumping in, you usually have a chance to see the script ahead of time. But the
yeah, or
director,
the actors are given a little bit more freedom to kind of like make it your own, but especially like with anime, it just is really like kind of stricter in a way, like
Right.
restricted in how you can take it. So having a director that's really knowledgeable about that kind of stuff really helps.
definitely, I think, too. You're welcome. Hi, nice costume.
Thanks. So I was just wondering, like, as a voice actor, what's it like to, like, just kind of have your voice as a character out there, but then, like, have it compared to the Japanese voice, like, fans in some cases, you know, have fans be like, oh, well, this English voice actor's not nearly as good as the original. Like,
Right.
does that kind of discouraging, or is it just more like, oh, whatever, I don't care?
Well, to be quite honest with you, I'm not online a lot, so I don't read positive or negative things very often, so it doesn't bother me at all. I also think that the original is always the best, especially with shows that I've been fortunate to work on. The Japanese casts have been amazing, and I feel fortunate to even be able to be part of it. Many of the vocal choices that I have made on shows, let's say specifically for anime projects, are not ones that I've just come up with and said, let's do this. They've said, we're looking to kind of match somewhat what came before, and we want you to fit in here, like Nico Robin in One Piece. When I was playing her, she had a southern accent. I do know most people didn't like that, but that wasn't my choice. So I just try to do my best, and then there it is. So I don't really think about the negatives, and I kind of don't think about the positives either. I just kind of try and go in and do my job. But ultimately, you want people to be happy. I don't know that you can win in comparisons, ever. But,
Yeah, but it's also a good thing to keep in mind, just like for anything you do too, like not thinking about what other people will think about, just kind of trying your best and doing what you want, and what you think is the right thing too. I think that's
because
always
you think
good.
it's right.
Yeah, I think that's always a good way to attack or approach any kind of issue or thing too.
And especially with acting, everyone has an opinion, so you have to kind of stick with one thing. Nowadays, we're like giant, all of us are like giant targets because of our social media use and all of that. So no matter what, you can be attacked for anything. So you have to figure out how to protect yourself. I guess for me, make good choices. And sometimes just stay offline. If someone writes it and no one reads it, does it exist? I don't know. But thank you.
Good to see you again.
Hi, thank you. Nice to see you.
Oh, very good. I asked you when I saw you at the Air Force Base up the road, if you had ever managed to meet June Foray before she passed.
Yeah, I did
Were you
not.
able to?
No, I never did. I'm a giant fan of hers, even now. But no, I never got a chance to meet her.
And she was definitely a pioneer, just like how Mike was.
What a force and what a talent. And a very, very sweet person, I'm told, from everyone who did have a chance to meet her. So that was a great loss. Was that just last year? 2018? It seems like forever ago, doesn't it?
July last year.
Yeah, gosh. Anyway, yeah, thank you.
And about the Target matter?
Yes.
Yes. I'm working on an independent comic, and we already got assaulted by racist trolls.
Is that right?
Yes.
And then also, quite honestly, you don't know what's real anymore. What's coming at you and who's behind it.
These guys didn't like the fact that I created a Japanese-American Nisei soldier who was mixed race, Anglo-Saxon and Japanese. And of course, he's killing SS men, like the way Clint Eastwood did in Where Eagles Dare.
Right,
And they, of course, didn't like that.
right.
Oh,
Well, I
God
think-
forbid we have Nazis getting killed.
Yeah, right. Well, I do think it's about time that we all embraced diversity and that we are all a mix of many different races. And isn't that why all those DNA tests are so popular now, where people can really go back to their roots and see where we've come from and realize we're all one. So, but maybe a little less killing. Yeah.
I like Where Eagles Dare, where Eastwood and Burke and wipe everybody out by themselves.
I see. I like just throw flowers and flowers and chocolates. Thank you. Hi, come on up.
Hello, I got a silly question. Do you remember the episode where you were going to rice ball at Yankee?
Yes. I
Did you guys
remember.
actually think it was a donut?
No. I do think that in the beginning, I don't know why specifically the choices were made to call sushi ball, a rice ball, to call that a donut or a hamburger or
Yeah.
whatever, when it clearly was not. But I do believe that part of it was that they didn't know how American audiences would take it. I had never even eaten sushi when we started working on the show, but now it's like everybody has that for breakfast. It's so commonplace you can buy it in the grocery store, and everyone has a better understanding, which I do think people getting angry about it being called the wrong thing in the show raised an awareness that is quite positive. But I don't know why. First of all, no, none of us were fooled. None of us in this room. I have no idea why they did that. I do think it was a little bit dumb, but it did have a positive result.
Yeah, it was fun. I didn't mind it. It was actually pretty fun.
It's funny. There were a lot of funny things. We had great writers, and maybe they put it in as a joke. But I don't know. I never asked.
know.
We'll never know. Maybe we
It's a
will know.
mystery. I know, we could just.
I could go ask someone. I never, you know what, we talk about these things and I leave here and I forget. So I'll write it down. Okay, I'll get a paper. No, don't worry, I got it. No,
Thank
I
you.
don't got it. I'll write it down later. I'll get it later. Hi. All right. Yeah. Hi. I like your costume.
Thank you. Is there anything that you would either change about Pokemon or your character?
I wish I were still working on the show. I would love to change that, but nothing against the people working on it now. But I miss working on it. I wouldn't change the fact that Ash loses a lot, because I do think that we learn through loss, and often those very difficult, terrible situations are the ones that when we look back we realize we wouldn't be who we are now if not for that. So I wouldn't change that he loses. Maybe I would change that his mother goes on the journey with him, since I played the mother too. And as a mother, I like to be on the journey with my child.
Very true.
We have some fun.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. I think, especially with Ash, I think he was pretty perfect because he was so imperfect. So I don't know that I would change anything. Would you? About that, about Ash?
No.
No? Yeah. I love the journey that they were on. Thank you so much. I love your hair.
Maybe I would change
Your underwear?
I was going in that direction. I would have him wear some more clothes, like different outfits.
Different outfits.
I would like to see some change up, and like
Sometimes they
different
wore bathing
things.
suits.
Yeah, remember in the movie when they wore like those fancy the costumes and stuff? Like, let's have some more of that. I need some more like fashion changes.
That's a good idea.
Visually, I think that would be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to see an Ash blow up, basically.
Well, maybe not a glow up, but just like, packing a suitcase. He's carrying that backpack around, so there has to be
full of
something in there.
underwear,
Right.
and a Ziploc bag.
Yeah,
to keep it
just
in.
like maybe an accessory once in a while.
Like
I
a
just
phone?
something, or like an ascot. It's like change it up.
Good point.
I think he can find some inspiration.
He was too young to need deodorant,
Oh,
so his
that's so
backpack
true.
was light.
So true.
You better hurry with another question before he
What is your dream role or like a type of character that you'd really like to voice right now?
I love to work, so my dream role is the next role, quite honestly. I like playing Ash was great for me as a girl, to have a character that was so terrific. He got to go through so much, and at the time there weren't that many girl roles that got that opportunity, and now there are more. So I like roles that are far from myself, that make big choices, and that make me push my boundaries. So whatever that is, I try to work a little of that into whatever I get. For instance, Sailor Pluto is not that, because she's so contained that in itself is a challenge, to really hold back, and when she cares so much, she just can't express it. And so that's its own challenge. So to find, in a sense, the humanity in any character is really wonderful. Also, the weirder the voice, the better, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
You laugh. They're not that weird.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
Hi there.
Hello.
There. So I apologize, maybe you've been asked this before, but I'm curious. So Pokemon has been around for
20 years in the US.
More than 20 years
Yep.
now, yeah. It's definitely, and it's not going anywhere. It's a legacy kind of thing. So it's been a while since you voiced the character, but does it ever feel like a out-of-body experience, or like bizarre to you, like to see a new ad like in the year 2018 for the next big budget Pokemon game or the next movie, and you're like, I was part of that?
Yeah, actually, it does. That's a lovely question. It's amazing to be part of something that people watched, period. But what I find incredible is to be part of something that changed all of our lives, that affected us so deeply and in ways that you're not fully conscious of. It changed my life. I also had a child at the end of this first season, so my whole life changed and it made me think about everything differently. And the show affected me for that. It is really neat, and to come to a convention and be able to, we all are friends right off because we love Pokemon. And that continues. Now I can talk to you, I can talk to a 3-year-old. I've talked to some grandmothers because they watched it with their grandchildren and now their great-grandchildren, you know? And so it spans a time. We have a language that we share, and then, or a vocabulary we share. And then we go on to become friends based off of that. And I find that incredible. I don't know anything that is like that. Because the journey of Pokemon is the journey that we are all on, and it continues. It just continues. And even if the show stopped or they stopped making games, it would still continue. And kind of because it's in our hearts, and kind of because we come together and talk about it. So, yeah, I'm amazed every single day that we're still talking about it, that I'm so lucky, that we're so lucky to be part of this family. And so the trailer for a new movie or the new game, those are little reminders, but it's this that's the most amazing thing to me. I'm so incredibly honored.
It's a wonderful answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and if it had gone on any longer, you would have had to sit down. Yeah, thank you.
I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, 20 years ago, Pokemon came out. Now, with the advent of the games, I mean, heck, I even got an old Game Boy Color that I used to sit at my job and play Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow on. My coworker and I would link them together and battle away. And then now you have Pokemon Go on phones.
We all have it on our
How many people have met new people just because of Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
I mean, just walking around and running into somebody. I mean, I met neighbors that I would have never talked to otherwise because...
Wow. Because you bumped into each other because you weren't...
Literally, yeah, just like, boom, it's like, what are you doing?
Do you play Pokemon Go?
Yeah, we both have it on our phone.
What team are you on? I'm Mystic.
Valor.
Dang it!
No, you can be Team Taylor with us. But you know, the thing is, it's not like we're against one another. We all work together, and you build strength within your team.
Yeah.
And then by battling another team is what makes you better. So.
Yeah, except Instinct, nobody likes it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
That was the only question I would ask.
But again, like meeting people, I found out about like not Pokemon Go, but about like the different teams from bumping into someone on the street, and because of the like connection that I have to it, I was like, oh, you know, like my mom's the voice of Ash. And they're like, okay, and then like
Nobody cares about that.
Nobody cared. But then like we were talking about it, and he was like, yeah, Team Valor's like the best team, and so they're like, oh, okay. So you know, the word of mouth spreads, and then it's a great way to meet people too. So it was really fun.
Hi again.
Hi.
So, let me see. Well, on Pokemon, on the Indigo League and Orange League, what is your funniest moment that makes you laugh so hard?
Orange. I love the Orange Islands. I love, isn't that, I like the Kangaskhan gone, that part, and then like with the Mankey steals Ash's hat, and I don't know, I love there were so many funny things that they said, and kind of, I just loved how simple it was.
Or what about calling Pikachu Pikachu because of the pink tail?
That's right, I totally forgot about that. Is that in season 1? Like, should I be watching that right now?
I think that's in the Orange League, I think.
Right. I'll have to, I didn't remember that. That's funny. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Hello?
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you happen to have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee?
I would go for Pikachu, but I don't have either. So can I get that on my phone, or do I have to get the Switch?
You have to get the Switch.
So I'm just gonna say, in my dream world of owning a Switch, I would get Pikachu.
Nice, yes. Also, to get the base experience, you probably want to get the Pokeball Plus.
Is that the one you get to wear?
where, and also you can actually throw the Pokeball at the Pokemon.
What?
I like
Wait,
this.
where are they?
You can
They're,
actually,
they're everywhere. They're amongst us.
So wait a minute. So like, it's like Pokemon Go on your phone. You can see them, but then you have the real ball that you just throw.
Yeah,
it's like a
mechanics of
controller.
Pokemon Go.
It's a remake of the original games, but
Yeah.
you catch the Pokemon in the game like you go.
Bless you. But
but
where does
like,
it fall?
my point is-
Why does
No,
it
you don't
break?
throw it, you just hold on to it, it's like a controller, the actual dots, like, yeah.
I see.
Okay.
So you can actually
See,
throw
like,
it.
this is why we don't own it.
I know.
I mean,
I had the visual that you'd be walking around just throwing balls.
You know,
out
instead
at
you're
things.
just going like this.
Yeah.
And then people are like, are they crazy? No, it's Pokemon.
Okay.
Also, just one thing, you can also transfer your Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, or Eevee.
You can link
I've
this
only
again.
got 8, I think, on there. That would take no time for me to transfer them. Thank you for telling me that. We're going to put it on our list, our Christmas wish list for next year.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We've had the same Nintendo DS for,
We
I don't
still
know.
have a DS.
No, that's what I mean. Like, we only have Nintendo DSs.
That was a big deal when we got a DS.
It was, but like, we haven't played that in a really long time.
It's not
so.
that we're losers.
No,
We just
it's
refocused.
time. We don't have time. And you know, I gotta check on my Nintendo.
Okay.
That's
My
how they
Nintendo.
are.
And I got my Tamagotchi in my pocket.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so busy feeding it.
What about Webkins? My
Aw.
Webkins is like,
Yeah.
but
But don't dress well.
yeah, you know it.
Yes.
Hi, I just wanted to know, how did you deal with filming like the emotional parts of Pokemon? Like in the first season when Ash released Butterfree,
Right.
or like in the first movie when Ash took the stone. Like how was that? Like how was it filming that? Like the more like emotional parts of Pokemon.
Well, the great thing about it is that because you only, so when you're dubbing anime, you don't see the script ahead, you don't know what's coming in the scene ahead. You just are skimming through the script to your next line. You hear the 3 beeps in your headphones, you're watching the scene, and you just start talking to fit the lip flat. So it's really a great exercise in being in the moment, because you can't plan ahead or say, I'm going to hold back on the emotion here because in 3 lines I can let it go.
So it's like
Or
fully authentic.
you're very in the moment and realizing what's happening as you go. So there are some times when I've worked on something that we're doing it and I go, oh, now that I see where we end up, can I just go back and do that first line? Because I think I gave too much away and I do want to hold back a little bit more here so that we can sometimes, if time allows, pop back and redo that one. But in general, it's quite emotional because you're playing that moment. And those were really sad.
I still cry every time I watch
I
it.
know, but they were so sweet and real. And that's the thing I love about Pokemon especially, that there was so much reality in it. And we learned how to deal with loss in a way that was sensitive. And you know he had to let Butterfree go. So you can accept it and figure out how to deal with that in your own life, a little bit. But yeah, it's all just in the moment.
And that's where having a good director comes in too, because they know what's coming up, hopefully. So they can say like, or stop you and say, oh, redo this now with a little bit more backstory too. So,
Right.
it just depends.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. You're welcome. Hello.
Go ahead.
That's okay. Take your time.
Anyways, you were talking about how, seeing stuff about Pokemon makes you reflect on being part of it.
Right.
I have to ask you, have you seen the live-action Detective Pikachu trailer yet?
I've seen the trailer, but I haven't seen the movie. Has the movie come out?
No, not till the summer.
So no one has seen it. So, yes, so the answer is that I have seen the trailer. Have you? Has everyone? Yeah. Okay, so what do you think?
It looks awesome. And,
why does it look awesome?
well, I like Deadpool Pikachu.
Oh, so that's what, okay. Yes?
And fluffy Pikachu, how fluffy he is.
Oh, that's really good, so he gets a blowout. Yeah.
It's Ryan Reynolds, my hetero man crush.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you like it because it's Ryan Reynolds?
I love Ryan Reynolds, but yeah, I mean, I'm in it for the Pokemon, the comedy of the one kid actually being able to hear him when nobody else can, because you can see just the good animation that they've done, you can just see how exasperated Pikachu is that
I
nobody
see.
understands
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
But this one guy can hear him. He's like, "Look up,
Yeah.
you can hear me?"
Yeah.
That's.
Funny.
I think it'll be.
You've been waiting years for this.
It'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to being entertained
That's good.
and seeing Redlands.
See, here. Oh, Ryan. Hello.
Yeah. So, as you're playing Pokemon Go, do you meet people who recognize you?
No. Never. Even going up to people who are playing the game, who are old enough to recognize me because they were over 25, and saying, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" "Oh yeah, I used to play Ash," and they're like, "Okay." They really didn't care.
It's like, oh, I'm playing the game, and then,
"Hey, you guys playing Pokemon Go?"
yeah.
I used to play Ash on the show.
Okay, and then
And they really turn
It's
away.
funny, that's exactly what happens. It's so funny.
No one really cares. Which is fine with me because playing the game is a little more important than making me feel good. No one recognizes me ever, anywhere.
Let's just say our therapists are very
Busy.
very rich. Just kidding, just kidding.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
We pay ourselves. Okay, thanks.
Thanks. Just kidding.
I gotta tap in on how you said Ash needs to be dressed differently.
Yes.
I have been thinking he would look good if he were dressed in bib overalls, and I would like, I need at least a fan art done of that, don't I?
You know his mom would like that because he'd be working out in the garden with her. Instead of her getting Mr. Mind to go out there and pick carrots, then Ash could go do something while he was home. I think that would be good. But he looks very, very good in a tuxedo.
True.
He already has a black t-shirt.
Or a different color shirt. You know, doesn't have to be a big change. It can be small.
So go for the overalls.
You inspired me when you brought that up. I'm gonna go with spending whatever to get that drawn out.
Thank you. I'm so glad. I can't wait to see it. That's such an exciting thing.
Hello.
Hello. I've been a fan of you since like 2001 when I first got into Pokemon, and I started watching in the Hoenn region when you played both Ash and May, and May's my favorite character of all time. So I just wanted to ask, would you rather perform in contests or Pokemon battles?
Oh, is May only in contests? Is that the...
Yeah, but she also does some battles, but not like how Ash does it in movies.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a peaceful person, so I'm not really into battles. But I play a lot of sports, and in that sense, a battle is like a soccer game. And so I'm totally into that because I think working with others, it gets your skills up, and you really can become a Pokemon master, soccer master, whatever. But I do like the contests are more about intellectual skill, and I think both are very necessary. As an actor, I love the battles because I love that stage combat aspect. So I'm going to say, which I might regret in a minute, but I'm going to say battles. Thank you. Okay, no contests. No, get battles. Yes.
There was a question I'm not allowed to ask, which
Really?
involves your Mr. Mind, but it's okay. So I'm curious, what happened to Ash's dad?
So I don't think anyone knows what happened to Ash's dad. I certainly do not know. But I also think that kind of could be what's behind him going out on his journey. Because ultimately, he's going out to find himself. And not that he wasn't satisfied with what he had at home, but like all of us, we journey out to find out more, to push our own limits. And I think partially not knowing his dad might be what was behind his what made him really go out. I don't know, it didn't seem like that never came up at home. I think he and his mom had a pretty great life there, so I don't know that he left. He didn't leave his mom, but he went out to find himself.
Right, okay. Oh, I wish you could ask me the other question.
You said you can't ask it? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, another time then. I didn't know if it was the voice in your head saying it or not. But they're the actual voice. All right. Yes.
Okay, any funniest moment between Ash and Team Rocket?
Everyone was funny, especially the fact that they never recognized Team Rocket. All of Team Rocket's lines were the best in the show. They made the show. I just think all of that, if we didn't have that kind of vaudeville humor, I think it wouldn't have been the classic show it was.
What about Ash calling Jesse an old lady?
Yeah,
Just like how Dinosaur came.
I know, that's true. We had the same writers for both shows. I thought that was funny. Things like you couldn't get away with that in real life. Don't try it in real life. Yeah, I love that. I love their dynamic.
Yeah, I laughed so hard, like 3 minutes or 5.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, yeah.
So one of my favorite questions to ask guests when I get the chance is most voice actors I've heard are trained classically in stage theater, and I similarly am actually a recent graduate of theater. So I'm just curious, are you trained in a specific like school of acting, like?
You mean like Meisner technique?
Like
or something?
Meisner, Adler, or something? Yeah.
So I started acting when I was 5, and I did all the shows in my school, and then all the shows in my high school and in my community theater. And then I went to college, and I have a Bachelor of Arts in acting, and we did mostly Stanislavski technique. We did some Meisner technique, all of that. And then I toured the United States with an acting company for 2 years, and I went to grad school. I have a master's in acting, and we worked on all different types. I'm not really trained in just one type of acting, but in general. And then I toured with some other acting companies around the country, a lot of children's theater, and then I started auditioning in New York. So my background is in school and also in practice for that. So yeah. Are you in a certain technique? Like, are you?
Well, I was trained in a lot of different stuff, like Meisner and Stanislavski and Adler and a bunch of stuff like that.
Right.
Some a little bit.
You need to take in everything so you figure out what works for you, and how you can transition what's on the page into your emotion on the stage. I think.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I didn't know it. Oh. I'm going to look at my watch. 43. How many minutes do we have?
We got like a little over 15 minutes. Yeah.
Are we going to the top of the hour?
Yeah, we're not. There's nobody after us. We can chew time.
All right. Yes, of course. You can yell it from over there if you want.
I like you making reference to vaudeville because of what a fan of Mel Blanc I am.
Oh, yeah.
That's how he started out.
Mm-hmm. I think vaudeville is really important. I think all of you in this room right now have a tremendous burden on you because you have to be responsible for everything that came before up till now. Vaudeville, all of those great old movies in the 30s. What's that? Radio drama. All of that, because our pop culture humor is a mash of all these things. And even though you may not know it, the jokes that you're laughing at have come from long ago. So Jack Benny, all of those great shows. So yeah, I've watched all of that. We listened to a lot of radio when I was growing up, in the car. We still listen to a lot of radio, whatever you can find. My parents listen always on Sundays to all the old radio shows are still on. WAMU, which comes out of Washington, but you can stream it online, and all those like Johnny Dollar and all those great old shows. But those are the things, ultimately, it's storytelling. That's at the core of our humanity. And so we all need to tell stories. That's what Pokemon, I think, has resonated with all of us because it's the story in it. And so that's where the quality comes in too, is our storytelling. Yes. What's that? Well, does anyone watch Bugs Bunny? Did you know Mel Blanc did the voice for that? June Foray, which one? What's that? Yeah, Granny and those. Gosh, she was so good in that. But was she? Yes, that's right. And they're doing a new Rocky and Bullwinkle now too. I think they might be working on that. I don't know. But still, I mean, all of that stuff. All those fractured fairy tales. She did a lot of those. Really, so great. That's where you have really good humor, which is what we all need. Not that you're getting that now, but go home and watch Fractured Fairy Tales. Yes, save us. Hi.
The Slayers fanatic is back with another Slayers question.
Slayers, very funny, classic humor.
Okay, so what was your favorite and least favorite line or scene to voice from that show?
I don't retain lines at all. So just so you know, because I only see them for that 1 second when they're on the page and I'm saying them, and then I just go on to the next one. By the time I leave at the end of the session, I couldn't have told you any lines, quite honestly. But what I loved about that show was all the eating that they did. They just got, and then plates would just pile up, and I loved that. I don't know why, but to do all those stupid eating sounds, and then, that was the most
We try to emulate that in our real lives.
Well, here in Sacramento, farm to fork to our mouths.
Yeah.
And then plates and plates. We went out to dinner last night, and even though we couldn't finish, we were still like, so we'd like to order one other thing. Can we box this so we can? Because you don't want to waste time not being able to eat the good food, especially in Sacramento. So that's a little of Slayers for you in our real lives. I don't know that there's a memorable scene. I have one clip that I took to use on my reel that Amelia is standing at the top of a church steeple and she's just singing, and the feeling of that, I think, encapsulates who Amelia is. Standing on that tiny pinnacle, just free. That's what I love about her.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We also try to do that in our daily lives
Constant.
as well. Just standing on
Tiny
rooftops and
pinheads.
Crossing over fences, breaking property lines, climbing on top of buildings, the same.
That's right.
Yes.
Parkour.
There you go.
Parkour. Also, that I know you guys have this here in town, but that the parachute, indoor parachute training.
Indoor skydiving.
Indoor skydiving. Parachuting.
It's awesome.
Doing a thingy without a thingy.
Yeah, the thing.
That thing. I love doing that.
It's a really cool thing to do.
I haven't done that thing here. Has anyone else done the indoor skydiving? Have you done it? Oh.
Very fun, but gutsy at the same time.
I know, but to be able to just jump and it catches you, that's life, man. All right, next time we'll all talk about it once we've all done that. Yes.
Hi, Veronica. I wanted to ask, have you ever met any celebrities that are, Pokemon fans? Because I think Robert Downey Jr. is one.
Is he here?
No. I'm sorry, no.
I would love to meet him. I think he's a tremendously talented actor, and I would love to meet him. And if it's Pokemon that brings us together, I'm game. I don't know if I've met anyone who's super famous.
I think it's I could not tell you anyone, but I think sometimes we meet someone, they're like, oh my gosh, my nephew loves the show.
And
My
just put
son,
my name down.
My son loves it, yeah. But you can sign my name down. But a lot of the times, their kids or their friends' kids are really into the show.
Well, I know Mr. Robin Williams was a really good fan, and a lot of people petitioned to Nintendo to make a professor based off of him, which is going to happen someday.
That's a nice bit of trivia. I didn't know that.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And if you know any really famous people who want to talk Pokemon, just send them over.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
We're always.
Oh, it's a maybe on him.
He's done a couple roles I liked. One was a thing that was like a power thing, like a irony thing. I'm into that. I can discuss that with him. You know that thing.
That man of iron.
So he wears a suit. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
If only I could access all the knowledge in the world.
Pokemon? A Pokemon? Is that what he said? Pokemon. Gotta convert them all. That's so funny. I did not know that. This is
That's
really
so
funny. What would it have been? A ghost Pokemon, maybe. A holy ghost. Oh, how much time do we have? I could keep going. Hi.
Nothing immediately comes up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi. What's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon is Pikachu. I spent a lot of time with Pikachu, so I really can't have another favorite.
That's true. Mine is Charizard.
Yeah.
It's very practical. You know, you gotta pick your favorites with an idea in mind. I have a vision when I say that, you know. Charizard is a great option. Like, you get lost in the woods, you have a fire. Also, he can fly, so you can get out of the woods.
Or out of traffic jams.
Out of traffic jams.
We often go camping and forget the matches, so Charizard would help. You'd have to feed it a lot, but
I know, but you know, it's cool. It's like a dragon type thing.
it's hot. Do you have a favorite?
I think Ashley.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
Very good choice. You?
Giraffe.
Oh, all right. Wishmaker. That's good.
It's really cool. Yeah, maybe I need to think about more like
Don't
that
think,
too.
don't
Okay, I
Still need to think.
The idea of the utilitarian Pokemon is pretty good.
Oh, thanks.
The Swiss Army knife of Pokemon, the Charizard.
That's true. But also, if I had one that could grant my wishes, like maybe that would be better. I could just wish for matches and wish to get out of.
That's right.
If I'm lost, I could wish to get out of someplace.
Good point. Good point.
I think
Never
you
thought
have
of
the
that.
right idea here.
Thank you for coming to this convention.
You've changed my life totally. But I might have to reevaluate. This is hard for me.
Over dinner, let's reevaluate.
I know.
Thank you, guys. Thanks. Hello, Jonathan.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I think I've asked you this before, but there's a video game character that you don't remember playing, but it's from Valkyrie Profile, and her name is Freya,
Yes.
who happens to be the goddess of creation, stands there beautiful by Odin's side.
Yes.
Think of it like Marvel, but it's about Valkyrie. But
Right.
Freya is the character you play, who's practically a goddess. And I just want to know what your interpretation of her is like. See, like, she's cold, calm figure who's in character who's supportive of Valkyrie, but she feels all races are worthless in comparison to the Acer, and she expresses her contempt for them quite openly.
I would not hold that same opinion. I personally don't agree with that. But it's interesting when you have to commit to a character that you don't fully agree with. I don't know that I knew that amount of information playing her. Yeah, that was a while ago for Valkyrie Profile, right? Does it say when it came out?
Your name is on it, yeah.
No, I did that character. But it was a while ago, like maybe in the 90s? Late 90s, early 2000s?
When the first PlayStation was out, I don't remember the year exactly,
First
but
PlayStation, was that like...
That was like mid to late
PlayStations?
90s.
Is that right?
but this is what she looks like.
I thought it was like... Yeah, no, I remember doing her. But I never saw a picture of her until after someone brought it to me. So when a lot of video games, you don't see a picture at all, you just are doing the lines. So you don't even know what the context of them is, necessarily. Yeah, 1999.
Yeah.
Wow. We
Well, like,
partied like it was 1999 while working on that.
Compared to Sailor Pluto, you're like on par with, I'd say, Goku with this character.
What?
Really?
Wow. Best question of the day. Well, thank you.
Your thoughts on that, like this character?
Well, Goku seems to be a little more uncontrolled. Although he is out there, he yells a lot, and Freya would never yell. I know that's not the point of this question.
Let's not get into that.
No, she saves her voice. Goku is definitely, he's like a pure spirit who's just open and out and just trying stuff, like a puppy dog, you know? Trying, not really necessarily trying to please, but kind of trying to please. And I think Freya was much more contained. She already knew what she wanted, and she was going to achieve that goal. and no one was going to stand in her way.
That's just like her.
So that's the difference, I think. And yet, at the same time, they both, through these different paths, they both achieved their goals.
Yeah, things got in the way of her, but
She knocked down the things that got in her way, and so did you.
yeah, she
But
did.
in different ways. Going, and then she just went.
But I think that's the most powerful character you've ever played.
Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
I
it.
think that video game was like very overlooked. People need to play it again.
People need to get out the PlayStation.
I gotta go find my PlayStation
I know, I
first.
gotta get one. It's on my list.
It's a really good game.
Switch.
We have a lot of things we need to buy now.
I need a lot of technology. I know. Okay, so here's my question. Social media. Okay, are we all ready? Are we in the zone?
Yeah.
How many people are on Twitter?
Rarely.
How many? Is that a rarely? How many people are on Instagram?
Yeah.
How many people are on Facebook?
All the time.
Put your phone down. So wait, but are you on Facebook for social or for like friends?
Pretty much.
Networking business?
I was told as an aspiring performer, you need to be on those platforms to reach people.
Right.
Connection. That's what
I was also told that if you don't have a certain number of followers, no one will listen to your auditions. So, I think, I don't judge anyone by how many followers they have, but there's a lot of pressure for people to have followers, which I think is dumb. But thank you all for following me. But my question really is this. As we move forward, everything constantly changes. Right, so you're kind of on my note. I'm almost done. Don't look at your watch. I'm almost there. As we move forward, so before it was only Facebook, and then Twitter came out, and then Instagram, and then it's like, oh, the kids like the Instagram, or the data, like all of this stuff. When we're I try to post some things that might be funny, or might kind of reach you to inform or make a difference. What is a better way to do it? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram stories. What do people prefer? And what's annoying?
Twitter gets us that.
Twitter, right? I like Twitter because I can see a post that you do and repost it to pass it along. And I think in that sense, it's a little more generous and a little more community forming. Because on Instagram, I feel like I can like something, but it remains in its little tube. You know what I mean? I can't share what you post on Instagram the way I can on Twitter. Then you can repost. So what do you guys, what reaches you, or what do you think is the best way to post something? Any
Do
ideas?
you look at, for example, do you look at Instagram, when you're on Instagram, do you look at stories more, or do you look at people's posts more?
Posts?
Posts are kind of hard because Instagram's algorithm is weird. They don't do it by timeline.
That's right. The algorithms mess all of us up because there's people that you want to follow, but you don't know what they're doing. Algorithms! Ow! Algorithms. Yeah, that's good. Okay,
This was informative.
Thank you for answering my question.
Now, I have a request.
Yes.
We have to take a photo.
Let's take a
So
photo.
can we take a picture with everyone?
Yeah. Should we?
I mean, just from, we can do a selfie with everyone.
Okay. Okay.
This could be fun.
All right, let's do it. We're getting in. Ready? You guys can stand up if you want.
Yeah.
What?
You want us to take one?
Okay, you can be there. Okay, ready, guys? We're gonna miss it here. 1, 2, 3. Can you go along?
Oh, I can't see. No.
Okay, we have to go up because it's for Instagram.
Maybe someone should take the photo. Wait, again.
Okay, yeah. Okay, hold on. Wait. One more.
Everyone shake it out.
Shake it out. Like
Huh?
shake.
Oh.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Great job, everybody.
We're gonna post these.
It was John Paul, not Kennedy.
Okay, that makes all the difference. Makes sense. He was in a Pokeball when he drove around.
Yeah.
I saw him once in Central Park. It was amazing.
In a Pokemobile?
In a Pokemobile. It was, okay, we're gonna post this picture, you guys.
Yeah, everybody check it out.
But in all honesty, thank you so much for coming to this. It's been lovely to hear your questions. It's lovely to be back here in Sacramento. Thank you for spending time with us and putting up with our dad humor.
Yeah.
And
Just
every-
regular humor.
Regular
Yeah,
humor.
regular humor.
I hope to see you all throughout the weekend. Rena and I will be down at the table tomorrow. We have a Pokemon panel with the cast at 11 a.m., which is super, super early. Thank you for moderating again. It's so nice to see you. But, what's that? Rachel, Eric, Tara, and I will be here at 11. This is the first time we've ever been all together at a show, so it's super exciting. And I want to say from Ash Ketchum, hey, SacAnime, I choose you! And all y'all, too. That's Southern, that's Southern. Anyway, no, seriously, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everybody. Veronica and Rena, big round of applause. Thank you for being
you.
here.